In this video, you'll learn how to sew a slip stitch on a curved hem. Begin with a curved ruler and a piece of chalk in order to create a gentle curve. Once you've drawn the line that is curved on your piece of fabric, use a pair of scissors to cut directly onto your chalk line, and then you can dispose of your fabric scrap. Thread your sewing machine and change the stitch length to 5 for a basting stitch. Using 1/4 inch seam allowance and not backstitching, stitch 1/4 inch away from the edge of the curved line. Clip your threads so you have a nice long tail. Move over to the ironing table and begin to press up your seam at the 1/4 inch so that the basting stitch is directly on the fold. I like to start pressing from the center of the curve over to the left, and then I'll move over to the right side of the curve, pressing from the right to the center. Next, we're going to turn up the hem again, but this time we're going to use a 1/2 inch of seam allowance. Start in the center and use your ruler to make sure that you are folding the fabric up 1/2 inch, and you can place a pin so it is going through the hem 2 times, one at the top and once at the bottom, with the head of the pin towards the bulk of the fabric. Using your fingers, smooth the bottom hem over to the left side, measure up 1/2 inch, and then place a pin in the same way. You're going to notice that there's a little bit of a bubble between the space, and that's why we used the gathering stitch or the basting stitch, so that we can force that seam to be a little smaller. Repeat the process on the right side by smoothing up the bottom part of the hem. Use a 1/2 inch seam allowance in order to place your pin and hold the fabric in place. And now you are going to take one of the threads from the left side of your fabric and tug on it so that it gently gathers the fabric to be flat. After you have the fabric to a place where it is not doubled over on itself, causing pleats or tucks, but is gathering enough to work, you will place a pin in the center between the left and center pin. Repeat the process using one of the threads to gather the fabric up so that it fits to the now smaller distance, and use 1/2 inch seam allowance and place the pin in between the center and the right pin. Next, using lots of steam and a hot iron, you're going to press the seam flat. The fabric will start to form to the shape. After that, you can remove the 2 center pins, and you can also pull out your basting stitch if you'd like. If you feel more comfortable leaving the basting stitch in, you can keep it in now and then remove it after you're done with the hand sewing. I like to come back in with the iron and lots of steam to press the seam flat again, and then we'll begin the hand sewing. Reposition your piece so that it's easier to sew by placing it with the curve on the left side of you if you are right-handed, and the right side if you are left-handed. Tie a knot into a single strand of the thread, and then clip the thread so that you only have a 1/4 inch or so below the knot. We're going to be using a bunny analogy for this sewing technique. We're going to start by putting the needle in between the tunnel or the fold of the fabric to hide the thread tail or the bunny tail. And then we're going to pull the thread through so that the knot is in the tunnel. Next, we're going to imagine that the needle is a little bunny and it is taking a bite, so just a couple of strands of the yarns of the fabric, and pulling it through. So we don't want to see very much of the stitch or the needle on the front side of the fabric, and you're only stitching through a single layer here. So imagine that you just bit a carrot, and now you need to hide it in the tunnel. So you're going to put the needle in between the 2 layers of fabric so that it's sort of on this ridge or tunnel, and go forward 1/4 to 1/2 inch. You'll come out of the tunnel, pull the thread through, and now you're going to take another bite of carrot or a bite of the fabric that's going to be on the outside of the garment. So take a couple of strands of the yarn, and you might see a little bit of your needle, but you should not see very much. We mostly want this to be invisible, and you would typically use the same color thread for this. But in order to see, the high contrast thread is really great for beginners. Then you'll go through the tunnel again, and then just continue this process all the way across your sample. taking a small bite of a couple of threads and then going in between the layers. Once you get to the end of the work, you're going to take a small bite of the fabric and you're going to wrap the thread around the needle 2 or 3 times in order to create a knot that is very close to the base of your fabric. After you've created the knot, you're going to hide your thread tail or your bunny tail by once again going through the tunnel or the folds of the fabric, pulling the needle through the fabric, and then clipping very close to the fabric so that the thread does not show. I only did half of this sample, but you'll do the full sample. On the back side, you'll see little pin or prick stitches, and you've completed your slip stitch.